Are you also tired of advice like, think positive or just be happy? What if I told you that you don't need to look for happiness? It's already inside you. Yes, right now, despite all your problems, worries, and fatigue. You just don't hear it because there's too much noise around. Buddhism doesn't offer a new philosophy, but a return to yourself. Not a promise to become better in 30 days, but a deep, quiet awakening of what already lives within you. In this video, you will learn 10 simple yet incredibly powerful truths of Buddhism that will not only change your outlook on life, they will help you relax and finally feel peace. We'll discuss why the urge to control is the main cause of suffering, how simplicity can enrich you more than any success, and why the present moment is the only thing you truly have. This won't be dry theory, but a heart-to-heart conversation, without unnecessary things, only what really works. If you're tired of the constant race, want to learn to be at peace with yourself, and awaken inner happiness, watch till the end. This could be the start of your new life. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write in the comments, I allow happiness to awaken within me. Let this be your first step on the path inward. When your mind is like a stormy sea, it's hard to see the light of inner happiness in its depths. But as soon as you pause, close your eyes, and listen to the silence within, everything changes. Inner silence doesn't come from outside. You can't buy it or achieve it through effort. It's a state that unfolds when the endless stream of thoughts stops. Buddhism calls this meditation, just sitting with yourself, paying attention to your breath, accepting the moment. The present moment doesn't require effort from us, it just is. And in it, we find that calm mind, that inner freedom we've been seeking in the outside world for so long. All it takes is daily practice, simplicity, and a little trust. Imagine a woman in a noisy metropolis, surrounded by gadgets and urgent tasks. She decided to devote just 5 minutes a day to meditation. At first, it seemed strange, the silence even scared her. But over time, she realized that it was in this silence that she began to hear herself. A calm mind became her support when external circumstances collapsed. This inner peace didn't depend on the news, schedule, or opinions of others. It grew inside, like a garden she watered daily with her attention. Thanks to this practice, she learned to smile for no reason, feeling gratitude simply for the opportunity to be. Isn't that inner freedom? Inner silence is not the absence of thoughts, but rather the ability not to get carried away by them. As soon as we stop grabbing onto every thought like a lifeline, space appears within us. This space is filled with awareness, lightness, and acceptance. We begin to see that thoughts come and go like clouds in the sky, and we are not these clouds. We are the sky itself. Meditation helps remind us of this. One inhale, one exhale, and you're here again, in the present moment. Life is a river, and the water in it is never the same. Everything flows, everything changes. In Buddhism, this is called impermanence. And if you think about it, this is not a reason for fear, but a key to inner freedom. When a person stops desperately clinging to stability, which is impossible to hold on to, they begin to breathe freely. Accepting impermanence is like stopping fighting the current and starting to swim with it. How many times have you been upset because something didn't go according to your plan? Lost your job, a loved one left, your car broke down. All these are manifestations of impermanence. But if you look deeper, doesn't all bad eventually pass? Doesn't pain subside? This is where hope lies. Everything changes. And what now seems like the end of the world, in a year will be remembered with a smile. Inner peace comes when you stop clinging to what is leaving. Many of us live in later mode. I'll be happy later, I'll start living later. But this later never comes. Buddhism reminds us, all we have is the present moment. Here and now. This is where inner freedom begins. It is in the present that a calm mind is born. For it is not burdened by memories or overloaded with worries about the future. Attention to the present moment is like turning on the light in a dark room. Everything becomes clear, and you realize, happiness is not a distant goal, but a state available right now. One man, who always lived thinking about how to fix everything tomorrow, once started practicing meditation, focusing only on his breath. Inhale, I am alive; exhale, I am grateful. And suddenly he realized that the simplest things began to bring him joy: a cup of tea, a child's smile, birds singing. All this was there before, but he didn't notice it. Mindfulness changed his perception. Many people think that non-attachment means rejecting feelings, closeness, or love. But in reality, it's the opposite. True love is only possible when you let go of control. Buddhism teaches, to love is not to possess. Non-attachment doesn't make us cold, it makes us free. Free to be ourselves and to let others be themselves. It's like holding a bird in your hand, not squeezing so as not to suffocate it, and not opening your hand so it flies away, but simply letting it be near. Only then comes inner lightness and true peace of mind. Surely you've felt how attachment breeds fear: fear of loss, fear of being abandoned, fear of not measuring up. All this squeezes the heart and makes us dependent. But when you let go, you seem to spread your wings. Space appears, simplicity, and that's when you start to feel inner happiness, independent of external circumstances. Compassion is not weakness, not pity, and not just being kind. It is an active, powerful state when you open your heart and allow yourself to feel another's pain without losing your own peace. In Buddhism, compassion is considered one of the highest manifestations of wisdom. Why? Because by showing kindness, we not only heal others but ourselves. Compassion is a bridge from separation to unity. This practice begins with awareness and leads us to deep inner happiness. And it always starts with yourself. Often we are too hard on ourselves, judge ourselves for mistakes, don't allow ourselves to rest. But kindness to others is impossible without kindness to yourself. Start simple. Catch the moment when you mentally scold yourself and replace it with support. Instead of, "I ruined everything," say, "I'm trying, and that's already enough." Imagine your mind is a garden. Every day you plant seeds in it. These can be positive thoughts, kind intentions, gratitude, or they can be worries, resentment, anger. What grows depends on which seeds you choose to water. Buddhism says, we cannot fully control which seeds fall into our mind, but we can choose which ones to nourish with our attention. This is the power of mindfulness. Meditation is like daily care for the garden. You sit in silence, notice which weed thoughts come, and gently return your attention to your breath, to the seeds of kindness and peace. You don't fight the weeds, you just don't let them grow by depriving them of your attention. Gratitude is like sunlight for the mind. It illuminates even the darkest corners of consciousness. When you are grateful, you move from the mode of, "I lack something," to the state of, "I already have so much." This is a shift of attention from lack to abundance. And in this shift, inner happiness is born, because a calm mind cannot be in both anxiety and gratitude at the same time. Try right now, close your eyes and think of 3 things you are grateful for at this very moment. It could be your breath, a roof over your head, or someone who loves you. Feel this warmth in your chest. This is gratitude in action. In a world where more has become a symbol of success, simplicity seems outdated. But Buddhism reminds us, in simplicity, there is freedom. The less you need, the easier it is to breathe. It's not about asceticism or giving up everything, it's about clarity. About choosing what really matters. A simple life is not poverty, but a richness of attention. It's when every moment is filled with mindfulness, not distraction. Remove unnecessary things from a room, and space appears. In the same way, by freeing your mind from the unnecessary, you find peace. Mindful breathing is not just a technique, but an ancient and wise path home. Breath is the bridge between body and mind. When everything around is noisy, you can close your eyes, take a deep breath, and feel inner peace. This is not an escape from reality, but immersion in its very essence. You've probably noticed how, in stress, breathing becomes sharp and shallow. When you breathe slowly and mindfully, your body receives the signal, everything is okay. And this wave of calm passes to the mind. One inhale, and you are no longer in the past or the future, but here. One exhale, and you let go of what no longer serves you. True happiness cannot be found in a store, cannot be bought on a trip, or even in other people. It is inside. Everything we seek is already within us. But to feel it, you need to slow down and turn your attention inward. The path inward is the path of the brave, because there we meet our true selves, without masks, with our fears and pain. But only by going through this do we find our light. Buddhism teaches not to avoid the darkness, but to shine into it, through mindfulness, meditation, and compassion. And in this practice, you don't become perfect, you become alive. Now you know much more than at the beginning of this video. But here's the main question: what will you do with this knowledge? Will you continue to live on autopilot, dreaming of someday becoming calmer and happier? Or will you start applying at least one of these practices today? Maybe you'll just sit in silence and take your first mindful breath. Maybe you'll let go of an old resentment. Or say thank you for what you have right now. Happiness is not at the top of the mountain. It is inside you. But for it to manifest, you need to take one step. Small, but real. How do you want to feel in a year? Everything starts now. And it starts with you.